Hey guys, Marsengan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so JP dropped the details for the Dokkan Fest Tournament of Power 17 and 18 over on Twitter. We've had to wait a while to get the translations. They do have a side banner unit. I've forgotten their names already, but we're going to see it on the translation. It is the Universe 2 weird dudes that are like the fan club of Ribrien. Very strange choice. Hopefully that doesn't mean a part 2 LR Ribrien, but we're going to check out their animations here. This is for the side banner unit and for the 17 and 18. We did watch them once on stream when this first came out, so I have seen them before. I do think the 17 and 18 ones are pretty good, especially a pretty funny aspect of part of their animation. So we're going to check that out here now. This is the side banner unit to start off with. Horrifying. An intro. That's pretty cool. And we got the active skill. We have a unit super with Goku. So yeah, it looks very, very cool. I did joke about this when we first watched it on the stream, but I love the fact that this unit, obviously there's the card art. So there's the meme, of course, about how base Goku manages to make it into the game yet again as part of another unit's animation. But what's really funny is these parts of the animation with Goku, like this looks really cool. And then the close-up, this, like charging the Kamehameha, looks super cool as well. So we now have really good-looking Goku animations as part of another unit that's not even Goku, which I think is pretty funny. But this does look very, very cool. So let's have a look at the details for the unit. So this is the side banner unit. Apparently they're called Zerloin, Zarbuto, and Rabanra. Okay. He doesn't even know if he's, but yeah, I can't remember who they are. Yeah, you and me both, Dokkan Wiki. So, Power of Wishes category, leader skill for 130. They greatly raise attack for 1 turn, do supreme damage with a high chance to stun. So, no raised defense on super. That's kind of disappointing. Key to attack and defense 50% per Power of Wishes or tournament participants. This is a new category, which we assume is going to have all the different tournaments in it, right? So should be like 23rd World Tournament, the Kid Goku tournaments from Dragon Ball Saga, Cell Games could be in there as well, Universe 6 versus Universe 7, and obviously Tournament of Power. So allies on the team. So even at max, right, that's 7 if you're running a full team of those. That's 350, which is, I guess, a pretty decent sized number. Additional attack and defense 100% when performing a super. Launch an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super when there's another Power of Wishes ally attacking in the same turn. Then we have attacks effective against all types when there's another tournament participant's ally attacking in the same turn. Starting from the 4th turn, disable the attacked enemy's action once within the turn. Interesting. Let me just put the let's put the OST back on. There we go. I mean, they've got high raw numbers, I guess. 350% on a full team, and then they get 100% on super. Then they're not raising defense, so getting an additional super is not helping them defensively. You probably are going to have their ally in the same turn, right? So they could get an extra super. Effective against all types when there's a tournament participant's ally in the same turn. And then starting from the 4th turn, they disable the attacked enemy's action once within the turn once only. This is really weird. So like on turn 4, without using an active skill or anything, they just automatically action break the first enemy's attack of the turn, I guess, is how you would read this, right? Because if you use an active skill that action breaks an enemy, it takes away the first action of the turn. So I'm assuming, oh no, it's the attacked enemy. Yeah, so yeah, I should read that correctly. So it's the enemy they attack. They action break their next attack, but it's only once on turn 4, which is kind of weird. And then their links are Signature Post, Tournament of Power, Metamorphosis, More Than Meets the Eye, Solid Support, Infire, and Fierce Battle. So, I mean, they'll link up okay with, like, the Ribrienne and her friends units, but they're all pretty old and not very good at this point. So, the fear of the Part 2 LR Ribrienne is definitely real. But we actually have the details for the androids. This is what we've waited to see. I started recording this video as soon as this got posted, so I haven't read these. So this is going to be my just absolute first impression of the unit. So we're just going to jump straight in. Tournament participants, which is the new category, of course, or siblings bond. Key 3, HP attack and defense 170%. And then additional attack and defense 30% for characters who are representatives of Universe 7 or joined forces. So obviously what that means is all the reps of Universe 7 TOP characters are going to get 200%, but it also means units like Kale and Caulifla, the God Goku and Hit, because they're in the Tournament of Power, but they're joined forces, not reps of Universe 7, so they'll still get it. And then I guess if it does include the Cell games, it means you'd have units like the Goku and Gohan, and then obviously siblings bond and join forces means you have units like Tapion and Minosha, the Go Bros. It's a bit of a weird mixed team, I have to say, but anyway, so their details. Greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn and does immense damage. I mean, that's a pretty good a good start. Their unit super, oh boy, is massively raises attack and defense for 1 turn. Massively raises is a 100% buff. So massively raises attack and defense for 1 turn, does immense damage to the enemy and raise other allies' attack and defense by 35% for 2 turns. That's on their unit super attack effect. Holy, 35% for 2 turns. And it activates when there's an ally whose name includes Goku in the same turn. So obviously like Blue Kaioken, right, for a Tournament of Power team. But for like joined forces and stuff like that, right, any character whose name includes Goku, that's pretty crazy. So 35% for 2 turns. So if you're running them 1 on each rotation and they're getting their unit super every turn, after the first turn where you get the first one up, every turn from then onwards, they're giving all allies 70% attack and defense, because the one from the previous turn will still be active, and then the one on the current turn will do their one. So that's ridiculous. Okay. And so they're passive. So how good are they? Are we keeping them on main rotation? That's the question. So activates the entrance animation once only. Oh, so there's no... Okay, no, there is. Okay. Activates the entrance animation once only. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type, int excluded, to rainbow. So they're going to create rainbow orbs for 4 turns from the start of the turn when there's another Reps of Universe 7 ally on the team at the start of their turn. So only has to be 1 other unit on the team. I would imagine you're probably going to be running MVP 17 with them probably all the time, right? So you're always going to get that. So then they get attack 170 and defense 180, additional attack and defense 50% and reduced damage received by 35% when performing a super. Then they get an additional attack 50% and high chance to perform a crit with 7 or more key spheres obtained. Okay, well, they create rainbow orbs, that's not too bad. Tournament participant allies 2 key and attack and defense 35%. Additional 1 key, attack 17 and defense 18 with 7 or more key spheres obtained. Oh god. So that's what? 52 and 53% to the tournament participant allies if you get the 7 orbs, plus an additional 59% attack when performing a super, and foresee super attacks when there's an ally whose name includes Goku in the same turn. Oh wow, so if you have a Goku on the turn, they have a scouter. Now the only thing I'm seeing obviously from their kit is if they get damage reduction on super, that means they're not really a slot 1 unit, right? Because 35% damage reduction is a decent amount, but it's on super attack. So if we're going to be keeping them on rotation, who is the slot 1 unit on that team? That's going to be interesting to figure out. But I mean, keeping them on rotation would be crazy for the support. But even if you don't, if you ran them as leaders and ran them both floating, they're providing that 2-turn support. That'd be kind of interesting. It'd be weird, obviously, because when they first attack in slot 3, they're not giving that support to anyone that was on that turn. But then the next turn is going to have the support. And then obviously if the next turn had the other androids and you're floating them off, then the turn after that is getting the support as well. So that could work out quite interesting. And then they have an active skill, the power of infinite energy, changes all tech key spheres to int key spheres, can be activated from the 5th turn when HP is 78% or less. 8 times. Okay, so they change all non-int key spheres to rainbow, and then you can use their active skill to change tech orbs to int orbs. The only thing I will say about that seems a bit wonky in the design is, what if they change all the tech orbs at the start of the turn into rainbow? Then that makes their active skill like useless to use on that turn, which is weird. So all their active skill does is change orbs, but they can do it 8 times, which is interesting. That's very strange, but obviously it helps them to get their 7 orbs, which is then going to give additional support to all the allies, as well as giving them extra support, and then an extra attack and a scouter if Goku's on the rotation. So remember, that's what you get. If they're on rotation with a Goku, picking up 7 orbs gives all the tournament participant allies extra support, and gives them extra 59% attack when performing a super and a scouter ability. So I'm assuming the interesting thing about that though then is you have to pick up 7 orbs. So that means you'll have picked up orbs with them and then their scouter effect activates, right? But it doesn't say for 1 turn. So does it mean once you activate it for the first time, they have it forever? Because otherwise that seems really weird, because you're like committing them to a slot, picking up orbs, then the scouter comes in, and you might have put them in the slot where there is a super when you didn't mean to. So that's interesting. I mean, they seem very, very good. Like post super attack, especially if it's the unit super, their defense is going to be incredibly high. And then if they get an additional super, they're doing the 50% raise on their non-unit super as well. So their raw defense should be really, really high. And then they have a 35% damage reduction. So they're probably not super good in slot 1. But in terms of being a buff to like the overall sort of Tournament of Power, like Reps of Universe 7 team, if you're running these guys as like a floating support unit, they do seem like they would be very, very good. You know, you've got Kaioken Goku. The important thing is we're still waiting on the EZA for that Kaioken, Goku and Blue Evolution Vegeta Join Forces card, because if they get a really strong EZA in this celebration, then they would also, they're a unit that includes the name Goku. So this could be very, very interesting. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. I think they seem like they could be very good. If you're running double leads of them and then just floating both of them, this is like a new 200% leader skill for the full Tournament of Power team. So all the Tournament of Power units, the Reps of Universe 7, I should say, Tournament of Power units, are all getting a full 200% leader skill from these guys. So you run these guys double leads, you run Kaioken Goku, you run MVP 17, and then obviously then it's kind of up to you, right? Like the UI Gokus are a bit aged now, but like this Tournament of Power team could be pretty strong. Obviously I want to see them in game. People will start posting their calcs and stuff soon, I'm sure, but they do look very, very strong. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. If you're on JP, are you excited for them? Are you going to summon? If you're on global, what do you think? Are you looking forward to them coming to global at some point? It'll be early next year. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.